Hello and welcome to today's March 17th daily news report, and happy St. Patrick's Day. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. You watch this channel each day because I keep you in the loop on what's really going on in Washington, D.C. with President Biden and the U.S. economy, so let's jump right in. I'd like to thank today's broadcast sponsor, HelloFresh, and I'll tell you more about them later in today's video. Tomorrow, President Biden will have an important phone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping. They are expected to discuss COVID, Russia, Ukraine, how our two countries continue to do business together. It's not clear whether they will address China's buying Russian oil that the U.S. gave up buying, or if they'll leave that to the side. So far, China has been very supportive of Russia, but publicly said, we've got no issue with Ukraine, and so we're staying out of it. It's also not known if Biden will bring up the Taiwan situation or not. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel are asking President Biden to use executive action to immediately close Pipeline 5 in Michigan. They say oil pipelines run too great of a danger to the environment and to the people, and they need President Biden to step in because Enbridge Oil refuses to stop moving oil. Now, Enbridge is a Canadian oil company that many politicians own stock in because of their consistent income and also their dividend. Nessel says it will only account for a few pennies in gas price if we close it down. But Enbridge says, are you kidding me? It will have an 11% spike in gas price, and we provide over 55% of the propane to this region of the country. So we might see another pipeline closure if leaders in Michigan are able to get their way with President Biden. Now, I have a lot more to tell you about gas, oil, $300 a month gas vouchers, and much, much more. But let me take a minute to tell you about today's video sponsor. I want to thank today's video sponsor, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Casey and I use HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Casey and I are big believers in having family dinner as often as we can. It gives us a chance to connect with our kids over a delicious meal or reconnect as a couple while we cook together. The other day, Casey wasn't feeling well, so my kids and I used HelloFresh to make her day easier by cooking dinner. I have to say, I had the best time cooking with my daughters and their friend, plus the meal turned out amazing. So go to HelloFresh.com and use code Stephen16 to get 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. That's right, HelloFresh is going to give new customers 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts for trying them out for becoming a new customer. All right, now let's get back to today's news update. A new poll shows 71% of Americans want President Biden to restart the XL Keystone pipeline and other pipelines to help oil companies pump more oil and safely transport it here at home. 25 Republican governors have called on President Biden to create more pipelines and allow oil companies to drill in oil-rich areas, not the 9,000 permits that have no oil under them. Many Democrat governors are asking President Biden for a bailout so the government leaders can lower the gas tax in their area, but not eliminate the tax revenue that they would miss out on. President Biden, for the first time, showed a crack. He said, maybe President Putin isn't to blame for the inflation and the high gas prices, but big oil definitely is to blame. Now, it's getting hard to keep track of who's to blame this week. It used to be Donald Trump, then it was us, then it was stimulus checks, then it was the Federal Reserve, and then it was us again, and now it's Putin and big oil. So honestly, I'm tired of the blame game. I just want some solutions and some answers because this blame game doesn't solve the problem with my wallet. So let's get going, White House. Now, one solution is to continue to badmouth the oil companies and tell them how you're going to phase them out, remove their subsidies, put them out of business, and then beg them to drill more oil and lower gas prices so that it doesn't impact your ability to get votes in November. That's the current plan. That's what they've been doing. Nearly every leader in power has been bad-mouthing big oil and publicly has said that they want to put big oil out of business. Now they're begging and demanding that they produce more product and make it cheaper. So, I mean, would you pay attention to somebody who badmouthed your business over and over again and then demanded you ramp up production? I mean, I don't know that I would. Another solution, and a solution that I think actually has some merit, and it's getting some attention now, is this idea of a $300 a month fuel voucher that people can use if they make under a certain amount of income. Now, I've got to be honest, they haven't released any kind of income cap data, so I'll be watching for that. But this is starting to get traction. Let me tell you what some economists are saying. Ian Shepherdson, chief economist for Pantheon Macroeconomics, said, "If I were a Democrat leader in the House, I'd bring forward a bill to give $50 billion in gas price relief to low-income households and defy Republicans to vote against it." Shepherdson said it would keep the economy growing and moving while helping millions of families, and they couldn't blame it on rising inflation because it would only constitute 0.2% of the national GDP. Plus, all the money is spent right here in the United States. Senior economic advisor Stuart Hoffman said fuel vouchers are a no-brainer. It allows people to get to work. It keeps the economy going. Hoffman said it would be worth every penny to keep our country free and safe. Greg Valliere, chief strategist for U.S. Policy Strategists, said, "This is a great idea. It would help people get fuel at a better price. Then, if they don't use all of the vouchers on fuel each month, later, many months later, they could redeem it for cash from the U.S. Treasury. Some of them will drive less just to get that cash down the road, while others will use it each month to lower the costs for their family." So basically, he's saying, listen, there's going to be people that will use less gas in order to get that money down the road. And you put the money down the road so that they're not just incentivized to go cash it in right now and buy alcohol or a new PlayStation or whatever it is. So it stays on fuel. And then down the road, if it's not used, then it converts to cash. So anyway, this is just to give you an idea of what three strategists are saying and talking about as this topic starts to pick up traction in Washington, D.C. So again, like I said yesterday, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. This is still being debated. It's still being talked about. But now economists are joining the conversation and pointing out the good, the bad, and the ugly of the $300 a month fuel voucher idea. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said her party graciously dropped the $22.5 billion COVID relief money to $15 billion, and then graciously dropped it down to $0 in the last bill in order to get help to the people of Ukraine. Now, she said, it's time for a $45 billion COVID standalone bill. And if she doesn't get the COVID money, people are going to die. So now she wants almost double what she asked for, and she's trying to pitch it against, but we did so much good for the people in Ukraine. So I don't know what's going on. It seems a little bit fishy to me, but I don't have an answer for you. So I'm just going to let you know that's what's in the news today. Okay, a big bombshell story coming out of New York. Chris Cuomo announced he is suing CNN for $125 million for wrongfully firing him and ruining his career. He said they had better pay up or he's going to start revealing CNN's darkest, deepest secrets. Kind of makes you wonder what he knows, right? He said, here's an example. He said, I know you coordinated with my brother, then governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, to do all of his COVID press conferences during time slots where CNN had low ratings. He said, you used my brother and fear to scare the American people into watching you every day to improve your numbers during a certain time slot. Wow. So they used fear to control the American people to improve their ratings. They coordinated with an American governor, and now it seems Chris Cuomo is using blackmail to get over $100 million. You guys, I can't make this stuff up. I am shocked every day by the stories I read and research. You can't believe the stories I don't share with you because I'm afraid YouTube will shut down my channel. Anyway, I'm guessing CNN will never admit that they purposely used fear tactics to get you to watch them, and they coordinated with a governor in order to improve their ratings. But look it up. It's all in the news today. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you. The 200 winners in our in our community, that contest is still ongoing, and we're excited to be able to give out cash, shirt, or a hat. In fact, just like 10 minutes ago, these new You Are Amazing hats showed up. Over 120 of them showed up. So anyway, Casey and I are excited to give away that cash, hat, or a shirt, depending on what the winner wants. And I'll make sure to leave a link below. Also, check out HelloFresh. I'm so grateful for them being the broadcast sponsor. Their food is absolutely delicious, and they have an amazing offer for our community. Now, I just want to remind you, you are amazing. You're amazing, right? And I really appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.